It's super stiff. I like it.
Keep talking. I'll be back 1 sec.
And then their extrusions are pretty much the same. The only difference is, where the hell's the camera? Oh, right there. So the extrusions are pretty much the same, except where the wheels go. It has a nice V groove, which is nice because I'm not a big fan of the maker slides because the screws or the wheels hang off of the edge. I kind of like the dead center ordeal. I think it's just better. I wouldn't say it's any stiffer, but the whole tracking is much better. And plus, any side of it can be used to run wheels on it, which is kind of cool. That's kind of it. I mean, this has been my world for the last week. Oh, I got these little feet for the machine, so I can level it off. Oh, and the Mitsumi bed, which is on a this is on a 1/4-inch mild steel, because the plasma cutter guy thought this would be a better idea. This plate alone weighs almost 10 pounds, plus the Mitsumi stuff, which weighs nothing, and then these two 4.5-pound blocks of 6061. So I was skeptic. I didn't think that stepper back there was going to be happy about it, but as you saw, it doesn't even break a sweat. And these are the smaller ones. So that's pretty cool. And then the DeWalt 6118 with the RPM sensor in it, the mist cooling stuff on the front. This is the splitter. Oh, the compressor's in the garage. I brought this little small 50 psi continuous run compressor, 12 volts, so I can actually control it with the breakout board. So the idea is I'm gonna have the solenoid for the misting. So if I want to just run air with no fluid or coolant, then I could do that via G code. I don't know if that's a good idea or bad idea yet, but I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. But I like it. Hopefully I will start cutting soon.
I think you should still come up with a way to mount a fan on top of the DeWalt.
I'm going to have to in order for me to run it at low RPMs. It'll run at low RPMs, but the problem is that the cooling is integrated into the spindle. So yeah, I haven't gotten. I mean, I don't know how often am I going to have to dip below 5,000 RPMs. That's where it was a huge. This thing was a furnace running it at 5,500 RPMs. Yeah. But 8,000 and up, it seemed okay.
Well, that mount will act somewhat like a heatsink too, but
yeah, but I don't want to risk that.
Enough.
But I do have a 3D model of the top. I went through the effort to do it, so in theory, I could 3D print this whole thing and then incorporate like a squirrel cage fan on top of it. I don't know. I'll hit that crossroads when I have to hit that crossroads.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yep, I is please.
911 operator, hello. Complainant, hello. Operator, what's going on?
So I do like the fact of running Xterm and running Machine Kit or Linux CNC. Whoa. That's funny. I do like the fact of running Xterm remotely. That is very handy.
Yeah, it's funny when you Google remote desktop in Linux, almost nobody knows about it, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, VNC or whatever." But
no, this is more direct.
It is. Yeah,
the only
it's
problem
not
is
super secure, but
yeah,
for what we're doing, it doesn't matter.
I just wish there was a screen for it. That'd be cool. Where like you could run a session, and then I can close my laptop. But what the problem is right now, like what's exactly happened here when I woke my laptop up. I guess it was in the middle of the homing cycle, and then it sent the homing cycle back. I just wish there was a way to screen it. Like you could run it, but it's actually running on You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep the session active. I mean, this is just for testing anyway. I mean, primarily it's going to be running off of that touch screen, which I need to revisit themes again because Axie sucks on a small ass screen like that.
Yeah. You think you'll keep it as machine kit?
I'm committed now. We talked about this.
I know. I gotta keep asking now because it's a support. It's more support. You know, two machines, two different operating systems, two different builds of the
Well, ever
software.
since,
You can't run your favorite rock hopper.
yeah, that does piss me off a bunch. Um, Put it this way, though. I mean, yeah, I was kind of dicking around with Long Oko like every other day, but there was a point where I kind of just left it alone, and it's been running. That machine connected to it has been running since I configured it. Pretty much the day you convinced me to switch over to it, it's been running consistently since then. Like I can go out in the garage right now and home it, and it'll be like, okay, that's my favorite part about that whole aspect versus like Chili Pepper or Easel, where it's like, I think there's supposed to be an Arduino connected here somewhere.
It's like
Well,
audio in Google Hangouts.
yeah, exactly. That's a perfect analogy. Super inconsistent. I love it. Oh, 3D mapping, 3D probing. That's what I'm gonna definitely enable on this guy too. And also I'm gonna have a tool height setter on this corner here. Hog out a little circle spot for basically a tack switch with a aluminum shim on the top, and it'll know the exact distance where that is, and also the distance height of the shim to the surface.
That's
So
gonna be
pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. A friend of mine's like, "Are you gonna do an automatic tool changer?" No.
In my dreams.
You know how tall the DeWalt would be at that point? It would be like about the height of where the stepper is. So I think the ER20 thing is good enough for me. I think that's good enough.
Yeah, that'll be if that all works out well, that'll be pretty happy. And if that works out well, that's something that you could potentially design and sell if you wanted, if there was a market for it. I mean, I guarantee if you put a message up on the Inventables forum saying, I've got this built for the DeWalt 618. If anybody wants one for the 618.
Yeah, but I don't want to run into the same problem you're having with the other mounts, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, some people are ungrateful to that shit. It's kind of annoying.
And the bigger problem is getting people to commit.
Yeah. And
yeah,
no, I would probably go, sorry, no international orders. We have this many, and that's it. You win the golden ticket. There will only be this many made forever.
That's true. That you guys could do it that way, just say, this is the finite amount, and I'm making them, and
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, that was just I don't know. I mean, I have no issues giving precision bits or what is the other one? Alaire?
Yeah.
Alaire, yeah. The
Alaire
problem is
the
what
one that does for the Makita, Precise Bits does for everybody else.
I thought Precise Bit has Makita ones.
Nope.
No? Okay.
No, only Alaire.
Yeah, so they make the ER and ER something. I don't even know what it is. It's not ER of anything, of any standards, of any kind. It's their proprietary one. But they have select sizes.
ER 42 and a quarter.
Like what's on the 618, or 618, the 611, looks like an ER 16, but it doesn't. It's like 1 millimeter too small. It's kind of weird.
It just boggles the mind that these manufacturers, this ER standard has been around for how many years? When they made a router, why didn't they just adapt that? Why reinvent the wheel? I guess I don't understand.
Nope. It'd be funny if I get a cease and desist letter from DeWalt.
I can't imagine.
But
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, how much length does it add to the shaft, really?
40 millimeters.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
No, 38 actually. 38.
I mean, it's a lot of opportunity for run out to get in, but that's something we're gonna have to deal with. I mean, you're just gonna have to measure that, and then
Yeah.
there are ways to correct for that, I think. But you know, that's something you're gonna. You think you
Yeah.
know a guy that might be able to help you do something like that? That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to try
I
it.
mean, I could in theory make that a lot shorter, but the problem is that I kind of wanted to do that so when I use certain end mills, I wouldn't have a ridiculous amount of stick out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the half-inch end mill I have now is it's like almost 3.5 inches long. I'd
Can you
like to be able
throw?
to.
Can you throw a 3D model of that, the whole setup, in here?
I'm on my phone, so let's see
Oh,
if we can do.
yeah. You don't have to do that. That's right.
No, we have the
I, pro-
technology.
I probably could too. I'm not actually on my computer. I suppose I don't know why I am.
Let's see. This is the A360.
No, no, no. Well, yeah. Actually, John, give me my parking pass. I'm leaving. No, all the areas there is like 2-hour parking. Unless you have a permit parking, then you can like just stay all day long. Yeah, I'm super stoked.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, here it is. Okay. Work in progress. It kind of sucks that they don't give you a preview. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Um, okay. Oh, I gotta open up Hangouts over here. Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna double join. Screen share. Holy moly. So I want to do the entire screen. Share. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Whoa. He's got to make you the presenter.
Oh. Monsieur John? Can I make myself a presenter? Oh, Jesus.
Whoa, trippy.
Infinity and beyond. Yeah, apparently I can't do that. So, yeah, I don't know where John went. I'll get another beer. Or Mr. John. That's cool to watch.
Hey guys, I gotta run.
See you later.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
Helps if I present that to everyone.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry. And the LEDs on the bottom, it's just so cool.
Yeah. I ordered those. I have them.
That's another port another bit to activate those? Or do you just do the lights on when the motor comes on?
I plan on trying to control them separately.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you could.
Yeah, because that breakout board has the relay on that. So let's just use it. And then I have a 3x3 NeoPixels. So
You know,
it'll show color changes.
you can get those crosshair lasers, so for alignment, that'd be kind of cool on that.
Maybe, I don't know. I have one on the laser cutter, and I hardly use it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because all I do is I do a touch off. So and then, oh, that's another thing too. The actual router, the chassis is grounded correctly, so that now I can do the pass-through probe I want to do. You okay, John? You just take a bump.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was it. Good shit, man.
Yeah, so basically it takes the DeWalt, whatever that is below it, and converts it to an ER. And then I went ahead and put a built-in air river, so it goes in and shoots out the sides.
Yeah, I'm not
Just
sure
add
why
all
they
that
didn't.
space.
I'm not sure why they didn't make that bottom piece out of stainless, but they were going to. That was what we talked about. But
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
coating it's not a problem.
Nah,
I mean, I'm
just
sure
keep.
the powder coating guy
Yeah,
will have
powder coated. Yeah,
buds.
that'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited. I mean, I would have preferred this piece to be done a Delrin, but
Rather than aluminum.
I don't really care. I was trying to be mindful of costs, but
Ah, I think the difference in price between the Delrin and aluminum at that point, given how much it was, probably wasn't much. But he didn't have any Delrin in the shop. I did ask him that too. But,
really, I figured they would have Delrin.
well, he's got some big stuff, and by big I mean like 4 inches thick by 4 feet by big.
Do you think he has Peak?
Do I think he has Peak?
Yeah, PEEK.
I never heard of
It's
it.
a thermal resistant material.
Probably not.
Okay, that'd be cool because then I could do my own extruders.
Is it a metal?
No, it's a plastic.
Well, if it's available and we can, I mean, yeah, that's if
No,
it's something he. Well, you got to remember too, because he's a defense contractor, he can get shit cheaper than we can.
Oh, that's true.
So, significantly cheaper. So,
I think my favorite thing about all of this model here is that it completely exactly lines up. Okay, turn on the camera here. Let's see. Oh, that's my hand. That doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, let's see if I can match that. I love CAD.
yeah.
That was my favorite thing of all of this. That I was able to virtually do this whole setup to make sure all the clearances are good, and then basically use it as a instruction manual. The only thing that did not work out as plans are these holes I had to put in for the Mitsumi stuff, which I've already scratched. I'm a little pissed about that. No, I just left them. I had them face down, I guess, somewhere, and they have these little. I don't know if you can see them. It's like this. These little burrs or whatever those are. And then I drilled and tapped them.
Are you gonna leave that?
Using.
Are you gonna leave that metal
Leave what?
plate on there for the inductive sensor?
No, that was just there so I can make sure it works. I'll cut it later.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
this needs to move over slightly. You still connected? Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's off a little bit, but it works. It still triggers. But I need to move that one. And there's the other one I need to move too. The one from Z, I have it set. Let's see it. I need to raise it a little bit. Axes, yes. I need to move it up. Actually, I'm sorry. I need to move it down quite a bit. There's a bunch of wasted space down there.
Exceeded
But I
positive
do like
joint
the
limit.
fact.
You exceeded your joint limit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's pretty cool. But I like the C-beam going down into the workpiece instead of a static piece that, moves on a track. So literally, it can move out of the way.
And you're going to put accordion on that bottom C-beam, right?
Something similar. So I may capitalize on these holes that he has here and just basically get a piece of Lexan and then just string it straight across. That may work.
Wait,
and
what?
then you saw
What?
he has these two holes here on the C-beams.
Yeah.
You see these?
Yeah.
So basically run a piece of Lexan underneath from here to the other side. Oh, right there.
Yeah.
But I need to raise this plate up.
The accordion, it looks so much cooler.
Yeah, I guess.
There's a wow factor to it when you see it. It's like, oh, wow, that's cool. That's professional.
And then you saw the pans I built for underneath here.
Yeah, yeah. And the feet, that's cool.
Yeah, I love the feet. It's funny because I got them and I'm like, and then it makes leveling this thing so much easier.
You might consider having a foot in the center under the C-beam just because that's where all
Yeah.
the weight is.
Yeah. I had to take this out twice already, so I didn't put them in yet. I haven't. Although, this does not give at all. Steel for the win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, when does it make its first cut?
Last thing is spindle work. So I got to calibrate the RPM sensor so it matches machine kit. And then there's an option for machine kit to spindle at speed. So if I set an RPM, it actually
tapping.
waits for the spindle. Well, I guess tapping too, but for tapping I would have to put in an encoder.
Yeah, but that's the big application for spindle at speed. They say that's everybody wants it for tapping. From what I read, anyway.
I just want it so when I tell it to go at that speed, it doesn't just start cutting. Even though the spindle's not up to speed. I just wanted the safety thing. Although I do want to add the rotary encoders to the axes and see if I can air quote close loop this. I found instructions on how to do one axis. Many moons ago, I tested before this machine when it was just the BeagleBone Black and the other breakout board. When I replicated on the other axes, it kept crashing on boot, so I need to figure out what that is. Supposedly, it can handle, when I say it, the PRU can handle up to 8 encoders, supposedly. So, that would be pretty pimp, pretty swank. See if I can close loop this puppy.
I thought for sure it'd be in your garage by today.
Yeah, but I was standing outside watching
You couldn't get it in the garage.
No, because they park it right in the driveway, and that's in front of my car, and I can't move the car, which means I can't open the garage door. And this thing weighs too much for me to even attempt to flip it on its side to get it through the doors. I would like to put it on a cart.
What's it weigh? Have you weighed it yet?
I'd say like 50, 60 pounds, I guess.
Wow, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. How would I even... Oh, I guess I could put a big platform on the scale, zero the scale with the platform, and then put this back on.
Yeah.
But I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's cool.
Let's
Well,
do some
especially
quick
with
math.
those
I
big
know.
bricks of aluminum on there.
Yeah, that's true. Let's try
That's
that again.
nice that you got those free. Those bricks of aluminum here would cost me $40.
Really?
Yeah, that's stupid out here. Stupid expensive.
I have no idea. because I think he got it for something else and he never used it. Actually, it still has the. Oh, holy crap! I can't even hold it up. There we go. Kaiser aluminum 6061 T6511 ASTM-B. I think they're both the same. Made in the USA. I mean, there's dings and shit all over it. I think he's had it for quite some time. And then I have that one plate, and I have those 2 cubes in my garage, actually. So these are going to be used to make the hold downs. The ones I modeled a while ago. I think I can make all 8 out of.
Really?
I think, or at least 6 of them out of this. On each side. Actually, it's going to be wasting a lot of material. I can figure out if I can bandsaw this, because it's only like a 1/2 inch tall. This is, I think, 2 inches.
If you take,
calipers out here.
Does that guy have a bandsaw? He could cut them for you, I bet.
I don't remember seeing one in his shop. No, I saw the Bridgeport. His welding. I don't think he has a bandsaw.
Huh.
If he does, I didn't see it. It wasn't out there. It must, because there's 2 rooms.
And if he does, it's probably a horizontal bandsaw that, for cutting pipe and stuff.
Yeah, that's true, because he does bike frames.
Yeah, so he's probably, which wouldn't work super well for that. But if you've got a place to buy metal out there, we've got a couple of different places out here, but they've got all that shit. They'd cut it for probably $5 for me. But I'm sure you got places.
Yeah, if I can cut this exactly in half, then that'd be more beneficial, because otherwise I'd be wasting a lot of material to carve out what I need to carve out. And then I still have those 2 cubes in the garage too. One of these I got to make a replacement mount for my extruder for one of my 3D printers, because it's starting to delaminate. So if I could just replace it with aluminum, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
And then I have that plate. Oh, and I have a small sheet of Delrin too, so that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I can't wait for this to be done though.
Yeah, I keep waiting.
I mean, the journey was fun.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of journey leading up to the design of that. I mean. Yeah,
annoyance, anger.
Yeah. Oh, PEEK is a polyester ketone, a colorless organic thermoplastic polymer in the polyethyl ketone family. Polyester.
I just know they use it in 3D printer extruders. It's the insulator between the cartridge. Well, not the cartridge. The actually, yeah, the cartridge and the area where the filament passes through. It's like right above the nozzle. We usually use PEEK there, or sometimes they use PTFE.
Well, it's frickin' dense material, I'll tell you that. It's well, it's 1.4 grams per centimeter cubed. That's the density for, well, no. PEEK is 1,320 kilograms per centimeter cubed.
Wow.
Delrin is 1.4 grams per centimeter cubed.
Holy shit.
Whatever it is made from is crazy.
Well, I guess that's why it gets its awesome thermal properties. What's that other stuff too? Not Kapton. PEI or PEI. That's another plastic that's also heat tolerant.
So yeah, its melting point is about 343 degrees Celsius. So hot.
Or peak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I was wondering if it was similar to Delrin, but it's significantly different than that. Yeah, that's crazy. Huh.
I think I need to move the e-stop and put it there, but I don't think I like it there. Anyway. Well, you need to get your machine together, John.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't gotten my the plates. That's kind of what I was hoping would get done yesterday, but when I went there, they weren't done. So yeah, because then it's coming apart, and those are going back on, and start rebuilding.
Are you gonna powder coat them or anything?
I don't think so. No, because it takes. Well, I have a very good powder coater out here. It's not cheap, and it takes about a week to a week and a half, sometimes longer, depending upon what their load is. So it's not a small guy doing it in his shop. I need to find a guy like that because commercial.
Well, I mean, if you can send them my
powdering is
way,
okay.
I can get them powder coated in any color you want, but it's just the downtime.
Yeah, we'll see. Impatience gets the best of me, but it would be worth doing because of the environment out here being close to the ocean. Aluminum has a tendency to not like salt water very well. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, how many sets are you getting made?
Well, I asked for 4 sets, but I only saw 3 cut, so I don't know if he just didn't. I don't know. We'll see. Supposedly 4, but
Okay, because one's for you, one's for Tyler, one's for
that was it. I just
Andrew?
Tyler, yeah, Andrew wanted a set too, so then there'd be one left
Okay.
over.
Okay, so if you want, you could install one on your machine now. Send me
Oh,
a set. I'll get those powder coated and send them back.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have to do something aside from black, though. That's my only alternative.
I have to do what?
You have to do another color aside from black.
Something other than black.
Yep.
Yeah. Red would be my other color.
Okay, he has a. When I asked him for red, he showed me a swatch book of like 40 different types of reds.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. Which red would you like? I like the textured powder coat. You know, the textured surfaces that they have. Some of those are super nice.
But the ones I've dealt with, when you touch them, it leaves a, I don't know, crud. Especially if you start cutting wood. It's gonna be a bitch.
Yeah.
Can they do candy colors in powder coat?
I think so, yeah.
Because he does bikes, so I could have him foo-foo it up. Put some like opal and
There you
some
go.
candy colors in there, so it looks iridescent. So one way it looks kind of like purplish, and another color looks kind of red.
Could I flame the Y rails?
That'd be horrible. That'd be horrible.
Wow.
You got to Mistachrome that thing.
Well, they do the place where I do the powder coating. They also do the hydrocoating stuff there too. The dipping.
Oh, there you go.
Hydro dip or whatever.
Camo.
Yeah, it's the being a Navy place out here. They do a lot of it. The blue Navy camo. They do a lot of it out here.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. It would be definitely different.
It would look kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah. The blue Navy camo.
You have to call it the USS X-Carb.
Yeah. Except it's not an X-Carb anymore, right?
See, and it's a technicality, right? Because when I asked, what's his name, Edward Ford, what type of modification would be so extreme that it would not be considered a Shapoko? And he says that when the triangular end plates are gone,
Yeah, well, mine are long gone.
but you still have the X-Carb's main gantry, the extruded aluminum.
Yeah,
Right?
for that,
So-
for now, but for a very short period of time, hopefully.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
once I'm able to cut my own plates, that's gonna be gone. Because in order for me to adapt the CB curves on the y-axis, those end plates go bye-bye. So
Yep.
yeah. So it won't be Oko. I have to change the name to something else. Long John.
Yeah, you'll have to think it. Well, it'll be another Oriental name likely.
No, Kyujin. That's gonna be a future machine. Not like anytime soon. Probably a year or two from now. I'll keep whittling at it. The cost on that machine is just so freaking high.
Look for an old Bridgeport.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You know, you just keep your eye out on Craigslist, and every like couple of days do a Craigslist search for Bridgeport, and you'll find one that'll you'll see him for like 1,500. As long as the bed's clean, you know, that's the big thing.
Well, interesting.
And you want DRO. I mean, if it doesn't have DRO, there's all kinds of options to retrofit it. As long as it's a real Bridgeport, there's a bazillion options for them. So.
Well, like the Bridgeport I was using the other day, if you saw the ways, it was pretty scarred up, pretty bad.
A lot of the used ones you get will be, yeah.
I think he traded for that. He didn't buy it. He traded for it. He got that and a MIG torch or MIG welder.
What the hell did he trade?
That's probably a bike. I bet you he traded a bike.
That might have been.
But yeah, that thing was nice. I mean, it was beaten up, but holy crap. Finding spots. It was so nice to use.
Well,
DRO makes it so easy.
It does. Yeah, it's like at that point, once you have the DRO on it, you really there's a lot you can do that you could do on a CNC machine, but you could probably do faster once you get comfortable with the Bridgeport because there's no setup time.
But how do you do curves? Like,
you really can't. I mean, I've seen people do them. It's like the same thing on a lathe. You see some guys do like bullet shapes on the end of a piece of tubing, you know, a piece of pipe in a lathe, and they'll free cut using both.
Yeah, but they have a jig.
Yeah, but I've seen guys doing it without jigs though, where they just freehand it. You know, just sliding the compound slides, both of them at the same time. And if you get a guy that's been doing it for 15 years, it's like nothing.
Pat your stomach and.
Yeah. I mean, it's just muscle memory at that point. I think for me, it seems like a little harder. It would be a little harder on a Bridgeport for some reason. I don't know why. It just seems like it would be. But just cutting aluminum, I've done it. Just playing with it, you just move both at the same time. It's harder on the Bridgeport because the controls are farther up because your table is so long.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It's a little harder, But, you know, CNC retrofit a Bridgeport that's super easy to do. It'd be nice if a guy could CNC retrofit it, but still maintain the manual control. That would be awesome. Most of the retrofit.
You would need NEMA 34s for a Bridgeport.
I've seen bigger ones than that on there, on Bridgeports. Motors, yeah.
And that's for mostly cutting power. Right, not necessarily because the gantry seems very easy.
Yeah, it's just what's the maximum depth of cut you want to cut, and a freaking Bridgeport through aluminum with the right bit can do, you know, a 1-inch depth of cut.
So there was two observations about this particular Bridgeport that was kind of shocking. A, it's very quiet.
Yeah, they're not bad.
For some reason, I thought it was going to be like loud, and it was not loud at all. Secondly, its range of motion was very small. Like, it barely did that plate that I took a picture of. It was able to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of the holes. And it was like 13 by 11.75-ish. And the whole thing I wasn't able to reach everywhere. So its travel was pretty small.
Well,
the plane, but
you know, the Bridgeport we had, you know, the bed on it was maybe 15 by 36 or something like that, right? I mean, and it could do the full length, the Bridgeport that we had, but you know, you just don't have a lot of, I don't know if that's X, the short, you know.
Yeah, it was reversed for me.
Yeah.
Well,
we're just used to X carve, and X carve is backwards. Usually the long axis is X, and I think typically is what they do, but
Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. And the thing that was so crazy is when I'm boring the holes, it like showed no sign of any hesitation, no pitch change. There was a little bit of chatter, and then he had this what's that stuff he was using? It is lube. I've heard um, A-bomb say the name of it. It's like this greenish, tacky stuff. Oh, what the hell is it called? It's good because it stays. It's not like traditional oil, which you kind of like uses everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like a gel glop type stuff. You just dab it and it stays right there. And it doesn't smoke that much, and it actually smells fruity when it starts to burn. It's probably some organic stuff. But yeah, I mean, no hesitation. As I'm boring into this thing, it's just like blah 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 blah.
Well,
Wild steel, no big deal.
there's a lot of mass on a Bridgeport, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but so I just look at Craigslist right now for Bridgeports, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, starting at 1,800 for a. But that's an M head, Bridgeport M head mill. That's older. I wouldn't want one of those. But there's a nice $4,200 for a Bridgeport mill with 2-axis DRO, and it's 9 by 42 on the bed. That's pretty typical, I think.
Yeah, the big crux for me is the 220, the sheer weight, and I would have to somehow segregate the garage. And at that point, I would have to get serious dust collection, like serious dust collection.
Nah, they don't generate a lot of dust.
No. Long Oko generates a massive amount of dust.
Oh, yeah.
So I would have to handle that big time.
But what most people do is they use rotary phase converters. You basically take I think it's a 3-phase motor, and you just spin it with another motor, and I think that's the gist of it anyway. And rotary phase converters, but that's what they use. Yeah, it's you know.
And there's no performance loss?
Nope.
No.
Let's see, but there's different, brand new, they're $600. But apparently it's looking like you need a control panel for them too. I don't know. I know nothing about them, how they work or whatever, but they are cool. And it's so, you put 220 single phase in, you get 220 3-phase out.
Huh? I will say this though. The guy who owns the Bridgeport, he was like, I have some other stuff. Do you want me to sit here and do this, or do you think you can do it? I think I can figure it out. Just kind of give you the gist of what does what. He showed me this Z, which was more complicated because it had this clutch mechanism, which you can actually engage to do full throw, like you control it, or you do it in a way where it's a controlled depth, like it has built-in stop. And it also had a auto feed of some kind. But from watching A-bomb, Ox Tools, and something Boost, what's that YouTube channel? Double Boost. After watching those guys for so many years, I was able to get the gist of it. Not that I'm not saying it was really hard.
Huh.
Yeah, I told you when I looked at Craigslist here, it was a bunch of clones. Actual reports.
Yeah, this one is up probably. Oh, this is just up by Long Beach, so this is probably 2 hours from you. That one I just sent in the link. It's for what you're getting, that's still a steal, brand new. Well, it's not brand new, but it's fully rebuilt. That's a beauty. Oof. And it's got the power feed on the table. So basically, you just click the lever and it feeds whichever direction you want it to feed. Yeah, that's super cool. Yep.